In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a natural smoky eye. It's great for daytime and nighttime wear. Even better, it's great for a transitional between day and night. And this is our model, Marion, and this is the look we'll be doing. Things you'll need. Brushes are very important. You're going to need 5 different brushes. I have an eyeshadow brush, which is about a medium size, so you can see. A crease brush, a blender brush for the shadow, a bigger blender brush, and then an angled brush. Those are the only brushes you need. You're going to need black liner. This one's from Sephora, and it also has a smudger on the end and liner on the other side. You're going to need liquid black eyeliner. You can see right there. The Anastasia medium ash and medium brown palette, which is this one right here. The Too Faced palette, the natural eyes. We're going to be using just the top 3. Last thing you're going to need is a primer. I'm going to be using the Sephora primer. Step 1 to a natural smoky eye. Primer. Super, super important. I'm using the Sephora one, so make sure to turn it. Let it come out a little bit. Close your eyes for me. Dab just a little bit on the eye. Then use your fingers. Smooth it through. If you're going to use your fingers like me, make sure you wash and sanitize your hands before you start. Take the primer, rub it all on the eyelid, even up to the eyebrow and the corners. You want to get in there. The reason for the primer, it makes the color pop true. It's like a really true color that gets on the eyes, rather if you were to just put shadow on the eye. So you can see here, close your eyes for them. Basically, do the primer all the way from corner to corner and up to the brows. And that's where you put your primer. You're gonna let the primer sit for just a few seconds so it dries up before you apply the shadow. You're gonna take your medium shadow brush, which is this one. Take your palette. You're gonna start with Heaven, which is the top left-hand corner. Take the brush, smear it on the shadow on both sides. Take your finger, dust off all the excess powder. If you're not used to doing it like this, what you can also do is tap it. You need to get all the excess powder off. If you don't, what happens when you're applying it on her, it's gonna fall on the bottom of her eyes. Something else you can do too, before you even apply, rip like a small sheet of paper towel. Look up for me, please. Lay it right on her eye. Ask her to look back down, just like that. So you're gonna take your powder, the Heaven color, start in the middle, work your way from the center to the outer corners of each side. Make sure to really work into the corners and smooth it out. Work up to the brows. But when you work it up to the brows, you don't need to reapply shadow on the brush. Just use what you have and smooth it up there. Take a little bit more powder, apply it right on top of the lid. Make it a little bit heavier and concentrated right there. But right underneath the brow line, it's just a light color. You're just smoothing it out. The second color, you're gonna apply it just on the lid right here. So you're gonna take the second color, which is the Velvet Revolver. And that is, again, from the Natural Eye Palette from Too Faced. Pat it down on just the eyelid. You don't need to work your way up. This is only for the eyelid. I'm just gonna take the paper towel off so you could see. For the third color, you're gonna change brushes. You're gonna use the MAC 217 blender. This is very important. This is where you're gonna get the crease right in there and it makes the eyes pop. You're gonna use the third color, which is Sexpresso from Too Faced, which is the last color. Apply it on the brush. Make sure again, dust it off. Now for this, I do recommend, it does get a little powdery, so make sure you use the paper towel right underneath the eyes. Okay, close it for me. Right in here, you're gonna apply it right in these corners. You're gonna form more like a C shape right in the creases only. Make sure to hold open the eye so you get the full shadow in there. Apply more. Keep looking at it as it gets a little darker so you make sure you're keeping at a nice consistent shade. Blend it in as a C. After that, take your blender and just kind of smooth it out. The next step is you're gonna take off the paper towel. You're gonna look at her to make sure it blends on both sides, that it's even. You're gonna work on her eyes with her eyes open. Add a little bit more powder. Come into the creases and start blending it in. You're gonna take it, when her eyes are open, you'll see right in here, you wanna pull it out a little bit more with the brush so it makes the eye pop more so you can see more of the shadow. Next, I'm gonna take a bigger blender. This one's from Urban Decay. The size difference, you'll see, this is the MAC 217. This is a much bigger blender. You're gonna take your blender and right around her edges, you're just gonna start to kind of blend it in more. Just give it a light touch. Smooth it out. Just like that. Next, you're gonna take your crease brush. This one is the Sephora Dome Shadow. That's what it looks like. You're gonna come into here, into the eye. You're gonna make it more dramatic, like this side. See how this side's a little bit darker? To do this part, you're gonna take more of the Six Espresso, dust it out, ask her to keep her eyes open, just so you can see when it's open what it looks like. Just in the corners of her eyes, right in here. Close it for me, just so you can see it. Now work a little bit more in, just to make it a little bit heavier. Now you're gonna go back to the blender brush and just kind of smooth it out. Open your eyes for me, close it. Okay, just like that. Next part, liquid liner. Gotta have major steady hands for this. If not steady hands, at least know how to properly lay your hand where it doesn't shake. You could use any liquid eyeliner. I'm gonna use black. Make sure when you take it out of the bottle to just kind of make sure there's not a glob of it on it. Just smooth it out. If you're using one that doesn't require it to come out of the bottle and it's fully the full thing, just make sure you shake it up. Okay, close your eyes for me. Gonna start on the inside and line the top of her eyes with the liquid. It's gonna come in thinner from the inner corner and gets thicker as you work your way out. You're gonna reapply again. The first time it's just to line it, but you're gonna make it a little bit darker by adding more. You're going to reapply the liner, this time with her eyes open. Shake it up, smooth it out on the edges. Ask her, instead of looking up, just to look directly straight. Then you're gonna go back in and reapply the liner with her eyes open. The reason why I want to reapply with her eyes open is this way you can see where you need a little bit more of. Everybody's eyes are different on each side, so you want to make it look as even as possible. When their eyes are open, that's when you can tell. Look down again. See how I use my pinky to hold my hand steady, or you can just freehand it. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Just like that. Next, you're gonna apply the eyeliner on the bottom where the waterline is. I'm gonna use the Sephora Black, and it also has a smudger on the end. This liner has a really nice cream like feeling to it, so it goes on really smoothly. Right, you're gonna go in, open her eye up a little bit. You can start from either side. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Sometimes I like to start from this corner and work my way out. Sometimes I like to start from the outer corner. And this goes directly on the waterline. And you're gonna take it all the way out to the edge and try to come all the way in as close as possible. After you do the eyeliner at the bottom, sometimes it gets a little bit smudged on certain places that you don't want it. Just grab your Q-tip. There's nothing on the Q-tip, it's just dry. You see right in this corner, it got a little smudged down. So what you're gonna do is take the Q-tip horizontally and roll it up and smooth it up. As you can see right in this corner right here. So you're gonna take it and just smooth it back up. Just like that, it cleans it up. Look towards me. And a little bit on this corner too. Roll it, smooth it back up. Just like that. And then also sometimes your clients, right inside here, you just might need to clean it a little bit, because either powder or anything like that can get in it. Just clean it with the Q-tip. Smooth it out. Okay, so we've already done the shadow, we've done the liner on the top, and we've done the liner on the bottom. Next, we're gonna move to mascara, which I forgot to mention. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Great Lash, the Very Black Intense. You're gonna take out your mascara. Of course, if you're using the same mascara on different clients, make sure to use a disposable wand. If this is gonna be for your client, then you don't need it. Take your brush, dip it in, take it out, make sure just to clean the tip of it off. And then look towards that way. Take the mascara wand and move it left to right. After you move it left to right, you can smooth it out. Let it dry for a few seconds before reapplying again. After you've reapplied a second time on the top, you're going to move to the bottom. This part, you need to make sure your client doesn't look towards you or at the wand because she'll blink a lot. So look up for me. You're gonna come in and just smooth it down. If it gets on the bottom of the eye, it's okay. You're gonna clean that off with a Q-tip. This will open the eye up even more. See how I've got a little bit underneath? All you need to do is take your Q-tip and go in to clean it up. Last, you're gonna take your angled brush. You're gonna do the brows with it. You're gonna take the Anastasia palette, which is the medium ash / medium brown. You're gonna go in with the angle brush and you're gonna work from here and create a nice arch on her brows. Make sure to dust it off. Come in at an angle. Start on the inner of the brow. Work your way up. This will define the brow really nicely and make her eye makeup pop that much more. Make sure towards the end of it, where the tail of the brow is, instead of brushing it, come in right here and then just kind of nicely angle it down. It gives it a real nice finish. And you can also do the same thing once you're completely done. Start in the beginning. And just come in at a nice angle. Once you've defined her brows, you're going to take a disposable mascara wand. There's nothing on it. Just go in and brush her brows nicely. This will take out a lot of the harsh lines if you made it a little too dark. And smooth it out, thus finishing the brows.